Coach Sergei Golubitsky, yesterday a phenomenal day with your student Race Imboden. Race is now 6-0 training with you. Well, how'd you feel about his performance and coaching him Stipside for the first time?
Well, yeah, as you mentioned, it was the very first time for us working together at the competition. Because before Olympics we just started and he fenced Pan Ams and he fenced games and I haven't been there, so it's important. This tournament was important for us before the World Cup season kicks off. So in 2 weeks there is a tournament, first World Cup event in Cairo in Egypt. And so it was good to get the feel how it worked between us, and I'm happy to say that I made a difference. So I could reinforce his fencing by giving some tips and seeing how he's doing from the side, and I'm glad to say that many specialists and pretty many people said that his fencing has changed and some of his touches were very spectacular. So I'm glad to be part of it, of course. And some people saying that he looks more and more like I do, like when I used to fence. So I accept it as a compliment, and so I'm just happy for Race and that he could have won yesterday. Besides, I have to admit, Alexander Marcialis was not there, Miles Chamberlain-Watson was not there, Garrick, I don't know, people say he might retire or not, so he was not there. So
in their place,
yeah,
you had some strong
yeah,
competitors.
we had Ma, we had Supenic, so anyway, it always takes little extra to win, because second place, third place you might make and it's okay, but first it's always little or extra effort, and so it was very close bout. And I have to admit, I never watched Supenic before. Of course, I know who he is and about his achievements, but I never saw him fencing, so I had no file on him, and so I had to play by ear. So, and I'm happy that we could make little adjustments, and Race could have won. 14-14. It's a little bit of luck too, and so it was a good win, I would say. Yeah. So I'm very happy for him.
And you talked about how some people have remarked that Race's fencing is taking on elements of yours.
Yeah.
Your fencing, very well known for its classical, beautiful nature. Whereas here in the United States, we show more of a brashness for fencing, a little less conventional, if you will. And instead of maybe inviting for your opponent's strengths, here we maybe just shut it down and don't give them those looks. How do you feel Race's fencing is changing, if at all?
I would not go that far to respond to your question, actually, but I'm very sad because since I started working with Race, I started to check out on the world's referee, and I'm not happy about it at all, because practically attacking preparation practically vanished. So there is a new wave, I would call it new wave of performing an attack. So basically it becomes marching and dancing on the spot, dancing with the stars. They all made those shows, no? Many fencers did actually in different countries, but this is quite sad because they're just standing on the spot and pretend to advance in a way, withholding the arm, and when you make classical attack in prep, one more time, classical, so right in tempo, correctly performed attack in preparation, referees don't call it anymore. And so this trend became became international, so they are on the top, up there. They don't give you basically attack in prep anymore. So fencing, in a way, changed. So since opponent doesn't finish his attack, you cannot take the blade, so you cannot parry. So in the end, if you try to make correct attack in preparation, they won't give it to you anyway. So in the end, you have to do only some weird squirmy counter attacks. And then but people complaining, oh, look at this guy just squirmy, and it's ugly fencing, but you have no way to parry. And so there are different ways to handle it. You have to reinforce attacking abilities, and make your student just go forward and do whatever it takes to win. And so there was quite a few wrong calls, and many calls were against race. But thank God we had the video, and so they were reversed those calls. And so I would say, responding to your question, this type of American fencing, I would not call it American even, because most of coaches are European. So I would say the world's fencing now goes towards this type of attacking, this type of fencing all over the place. I see coaches adapting to that, and even younger kids like cadets or younger, they already start to make this dancing with the wolf attack. And so I have to admit, I'm a classical guy, and I believe in correct fencing. And so me and Reyes, we're working on many things, and attacking preparation is part of the fencing. So I would say, if you agree with me or don't, or other specialists, but I would say in this case, Reyes fencing, I'm trying to build with him.
Include more of those.
It's different. It's different than the fencing you mentioned, right? I think you would agree with me. So there is something classical. There are flicks, there are attacks in prep, there are tempos, and so on. So I think, I hope also as time passes by, maybe in a year or two, his fencing will be completely transformed, and he's gonna fence even better than he does. And there were some gray moments in his fencing yesterday, but it's okay. It's beginning of season, but there were some amazing touches also been made.
Definitely, and it showed in the result as well.
Yeah, thank you.